Okay. Now, for people thinking about going to the auto show for the first time, what should they know?
You know, this is a really good time to be shopping for cars because it's, I mean, as you know, being in this business for a long time, the product is just revolutionary. And something, you know, of course, there's going to be a lot of green vehicles, and there's going to be a lot to learn about electrics and plug-in electrics and hybrids and clean diesels. But really a big story this year is the technology, and the technology is just going to be so futuristic at the show. I mean, Cadillac's going to be unveiling their Q technology, which is, I mean, it's like driving an iPhone that can save your life at the same time. So it's really amazing, really futuristic stuff. And we're even going to start to hear about some more kind of autonomous driving type technology, and some of the applications of that today are lane departure warnings, or infrared scanners that monitor your eye movement to see if you're getting drowsy and alert you that you're falling asleep. So the technology to keep you safe and keep you connected and entertained is really going to be mind-blowing at this year's show.
Okay. Now, I heard plans of the new Farmers Field football stadium being down here. Now, what is that going to mean for the future of the auto show?
Well, we're excited about that. It could mean some really good things for the future of the auto show. Mainly that they will completely rebuild the convention center. What they would do is double the size of one of the halls. So now we have one big contiguous hall that'll be more modern and retrofitted. And then we're going to have the stadium, which will be adjacent, which could be used for some other events if manufacturers want to do some big press events and big stunts. So it's going to just add a lot of more options and opportunities at the show.
Oh, okay. So you have the charity night on the second day of the press preview. So how are the ticket sales so far?
It's a good question. I should know the answer, but I don't know the answer. But we do. We have our sneak preview night on it's the evening of the second press day, and that starts at 6. So we got to clear all the journalists out on Thursday and get them in. But that's always a big event that draws some celebrities that live here locally to come down. And again, it's a charity night, but I don't know how the ticket sales are going.
All right. Now, do you think there will be more electric cars than last year?
Absolutely. There are, last year it was really the Volt and the Leaf were the two primary electric cars, and some smaller manufacturers like Wego. But this year, I expect in addition to the Volt and the Leaf, we're going to have Mitsubishi's i, and we're going to have Ford Focus battery electric vehicle, and then BMW has launched their i brand, which is a complete sub-brand which focuses on sustainability, and they have the i3, which is an all-electric car from the ground up, so it's not a retrofitted car. It's born electric, as BMW likes to say. And then Honda's going to have some big electric vehicle news. So electric vehicles is still going to be a really hot story this year, as are plug-ins and partial electric. So it's less about one version of electric or another, but it's kind of the electrification of vehicles. So it kind of covers that gray area of like the Chevy Volt. Is it hybrid? Is it electric? Well, it doesn't really matter anymore. It's more about the MPGe, which is a new rating. So there's going to be, the regulatory boards are finally catching up with the product development, and they're going to have a way for consumers to really compare vehicles. And so perhaps it's less about the technology and it's more about the mile per gallon equivalent.
Okay. Now, last year you also mentioned the aftermarket section. Now, what's going to be down there this year?
Yeah, absolutely. Aftermarket's always hot in LA. We got the Galpin Auto Sports guys coming back, and they do the show Pimp My Ride. So it's the gas team bringing out some of their crazy custom designs, and of course Dub is back. We have a lot of really high-end tuners. Platinum Motorsports is going to have all their Porsches and Lamborghinis and Ferraris that they tune. So we have that whole category, and then lots of aftermarket parts. I mean, you name it. It's a huge hall dedicated to that, and it's a big story here. The consumer here in LA is into that whole aftermarket customization scene.
Any other comments before we wrap it up?
I mean, again, we're going to have more interactive things for consumers to do. In addition, we talked about the ride and drive for the media, but we're going to have more ride and drives than ever for the consumer. There's going to be off-road courses, there's going to be regular driving courses. All around the city streets here surrounding the convention center are going to be opportunities for consumers to get behind the wheel of some of this new technology.
All right, very good. Thanks so much. Thanks for joining me today. press days are November 16th and 17th. The LA Auto Show opens to the public from November 18th through the 27th. Reporting in downtown Los Angeles, I'm Jason Rzucidlo for AmericaJR.com.